What's up, folks? This is Moose, aka Big House, man. HHRS radio show. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Man, hey, I tell you what. So this is Moose, aka Big House, HHRS radio show, and man, I got the right amount of mariachi, and I got a later on, I have a confession to make. So we work on your confessions right now because we're gonna do confessions tonight. All right. I am not freshly showered. As a matter of fact, you know what? I don't change clothes after I'm in the Rona all day anymore. I take a shower before I hit the sack most days, unless I fall asleep in my chair. But I'm not scared of you no more, COVID. Of course, now I'll be the one to be sick next week, so hopefully that don't happen to me.
Better not go good.
Hey, don't let Rizzy hear you say that shit.
I know. I know. Rizzy, we love you. Hey, I tell you what, folks, man, that voice here, man, the smooth voice, man, that's the star of our show. The one, the only, the man that's taking the peaceful journey. Wakanda Forever is the name of the show. He's the one and only LGZ Mbaku.
This week my name is LGZ T'Challa, yo, man. R.I.P., man, T'Challa, yo.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
And what's crazy, man, is like, it started a lot of debate. I should get into that a little later, man, but life's good. I can't complain.
All right.
I don't want to go too heavy yet, man. I don't want to step on your toes.
No, you're amazing, and I can't wait till you do your thing tonight. Folks, I don't know if you know or not, but typically, Jeezy and I, man, we only talk on Tuesdays. But man,
I call you multiple times during the week.
he lets me have it earlier in the day, and so I can't wait to hear what he has to say tonight. I'm so excited. Hey, I tell you what, so you guys heard that voice, man, the female voice in the crew. She's a lady of the house, man. Give it up for the one and only Run.
Hey.
Happy Tuesday. I'm so happy to see you guys because it feels like it's been forever. I know it's only been a couple weeks, but these weeks have been long. And so I'm very happy to be here this evening, even if I have to start the show in the car. Welcome to it.
Hey, man,
back to the 75-hour work week. F a pandemic.
We're definitely glad you're here. For sure.
Thank you.
And then I tell you what, man, that smooth voice you hear, and then actually you can see us too, because we'll post this and you can see it. But that man that's in your upper left hand corner, it's very similar. This is very similar to the Brady Bunch, except there's only 4 of us, so it's kind of weird. And I would have called dibs on Alice, by the way. But anyway, that smooth voice here, man, that's the one and only D-Lo. D-Lo G. What's up, baby?
Man, I'm excited to be back, man. It seems like we've been gone for a few weeks. And even in that short amount of time, it seems like the world has changed so much, just since our last episode. But I'm good.
Damn, we back to Vice News in this bitch.
I'm telling you, man, every day, man, every week there's new stories, man. And I don't know, man. Lots to get into tonight.
Have we said pineapples yet?
We probably need to say it right away. D-Lo, will you explain what
twice
pineapple
now.
Is? Okay.
I think now in this world, as of 2020, the B's and the S's and the A's is acceptable. This is when you drop F-bombs when people get worried.
Well, I tell you what, D-Lo, can you go ahead and explain what pineapples is? We just get it out the way.
Pineapples is the heavy hitter, safe word. We have a wide listening audience of all ages, so we try and be considerate of that. And so we will generally say pineapples before or in replacement of a specific word that may not be professional for the early parts of this show.
Outstanding. I appreciate you, man. And by the way, I have my viewing screen on like next to me right here, and Venus Williams is playing. And I think it's the U.S. Open this week, even though with no fans. And she looks like somebody's really in shape auntie out there playing. Like, I mean,
so basically that means Moose is out.
she looks like somebody's auntie out there, but she's still strong and everything. Like, come here and get a piece of this Werther's original.
The problem with Serena, is you look at Serena's body, you be like, ooh wee. And then you be like, man, she was just like her dad.
No, it's not Serena. It's Venus. Did I say Serena?
I'm talking about Serena. I'm talking about Serena, though. Like,
You
Serena
said Venus.
Serena
this is
her
Venus.
pops.
This is Venus. She's like 6'4" and strong, but then you look at her face, she's like somebody's auntie. Like she about to give you one of them butterscotch candies out of her purse.
Not the butterscotch.
Look, they got a little bit of napkin remnant stuck on it still. You still eat it anyway.
Ew. That's so real.
Everybody, all of us have been there. Yeah, you're like, you making that noise. Hey, all right, man. Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. So tonight we're gonna get into brews and reviews. That's what we do. We're also gonna do some, like I said, we're gonna have some confessions here later on. A support group, I should say. We're gonna do some support group, and then man, Jeezy has got a lot on his mind. So it's gonna be a better part of the show where Jeezy is gonna lay it on us. And then the rest of us will just have our thoughts and man, and I got a feeling it's 3 against Jeezy tonight. It's 3 against Jeezy tonight. And so we're going to...
Why you set me up like that?
It's always 3 against Jeezy.
So,
it's a setup, yo. I'm ready.
So we're going to see how it goes. You guys ready for Heavy Hitters Radio Show?
We're giving you all this work, Jeezy.
Yes.
You ain't ready for this smoke.
Take it.
I welcome it.
You ain't ready for this smoke in this hat. I like this hat, by the way. It's got the right amount of mariachi. Look at that. You know what I'm saying?
Just the right amount.
I'm working in the yard. But why is it a 10-gallon, though? You notice that? Like, it's so high.
I was trying to figure out, man. It's almost like a crossbreed hat, man. It's like half 10-gallon, half sombrero, man.
You know what? I mean, I will tell you that Moose enjoyed the spaghetti westerns back in the day. Remember that we used to call them that? So and why'd you call it a spaghetti western when it was like a western that was in Mexico? Like, what does it have to do with spaghetti?
I know, right? Nothing.
Seems fair.
It doesn't have anything to do with it, but I like the spaghetti westerns. Anyway, all right. I tell you what, man. Hey, guys. I want to get into the first story, which is obviously important, and that is my man. What's his name, Mr. Blake, who was shot 7 times in the back, right in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The video we saw was him walking around his car. The police grabbed his shirt. It looks like they're telling him to stop. He gets in his car anyway. Once he gets in, they empty 7 in him, and then the video stops. Obviously, luckily this man lived, and we definitely appreciate the fact that he lived. Although he is possibly going to be an invalid for the rest of his life, colostomy bag, the whole deal, which is so sad. But what's the reason? I guess there's several questions here, and maybe just your thoughts of what you give me, but. You know, this is definitely news that we have not talked about that happened, a week ago now. All right, I'll tell you what, D-Lo, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Man, you know what I'm saying? And being that I'm Long Green 400, you know what I'm saying, tonight, I really feel like y'all need to understand it's representative of these 400 years of oppression and struggle, and this whole Jacob Blake thing is no different. Now, He was shot 7 times, and he survived up to this point. However, still understand he was shot to be killed. He just happened to survive. But I think it's ridiculousness. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you see other videos and other incidents of non-black folks, you know, we're having these basic, even if a little bit stressful and annoying run-ins with police officers. You know what I'm saying? They're still walking away, no problem. But, you know, this guy never walk again. He doesn't get to walk away. You know what I mean? Like, this is here. You know, and I believe that in most of these situations, the police do shoot to kill because it's cheaper for you to be killed than for them to have to cover a bunch of medical bills for the rest of your life. So I'm disappointed by it, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's just another example. Glad it got caught on tape, yes, but again, even prior to cell phone cameras, man, this stuff been happening to people that look like us for centuries in this country.
All right. I'll tell you what, Ron. What are your thoughts on
Yeah. I mean, in the back is always excessive force. His kids were in the car, so his little boys have to deal with that. And I would just like to say, what in the world is happening in Kenosha? Because then there was a teenager who was in the news in Kenosha, and then I just saw something else. I'll have to find it. But it was some kind of crazy, messed up story to do with their police department. I think maybe it's a girl is being held because she didn't do her homework. It might be that story. So maybe if you're black, don't go to Wisconsin. That's my advice for this very moment.
This is a very irresponsible statement to say, but a lot of black people live in Milwaukee. Like a lot of black people live. A lot of black people live in Milwaukee, yo. And last time I checked, Milwaukee is in Wisconsin.
Don't go to Kenosha. Do not go to
Matter of
Kenosha.
fact, Milwaukee might have a larger black population than Indianapolis. Yo.
They don't.
Don't go to Kenosha. Just like you wouldn't want to have a large population of black people in Martinsville or Mooresville. I'll call them out. So they can have a large population in the big city, but when you go to the suburbs, not safe.
That is. No, man. Continue, Moose. Run the show, man.
No, it's not me, man. D-Lo. D-Lo, what you got?
Slightly off of what Ron was saying. This is a political climate, and it's interesting. You know, the president has now come out in regards to Jacob Blake shooting. And he mentioned, not specifically the Jacob Blake shooting, but the shooting with the 17-year-old and the AR-15. And he seems like he's almost pushing his public opinion into the narrative and stating that, you know, the kid shooter from Illinois was outnumbered. You know what I mean? It almost seems like he's creating a path for this to be a justified shooting. So,
okay.
Well, like I told Moose earlier, like first of all,
the floor is yours.
The kid is going to jail. Number one, because he's broken several laws. Law number one: underage with an AR-15 handgun. He's 17 years old. He's not allowed to have it until you're 18. Then he crossed state lines with saying illegal. You went from Illinois to Wisconsin with the firearm, which is illegal. Then was out after curfew with that firearm, which is illegal. So there are several they'll be charged with, not to mention murder in the first, and manslaughter and attempted murder.
So I would like to pipe in and say that he may or may not be charged with first-degree murder because that means premeditated. And
okay, he shot somebody first, like we saw the video of him shoot the other two people, but he killed somebody before that video even happened. That's the murder one.
But, so that one was
that's the first one. Then he said, "I might have killed." So he on the phone said, "I think I just killed somebody," and that's when the people started chasing him, which when we saw the video. But he had already killed somebody prior to that video being shot.
So first-degree murder means it has to be premeditated.
What's the
so
reason
he
he was
may
there?
or may not get first degree. And he was apprehended at his house in Illinois the day after.
Hey, y'all see what's happening here, boy? Run got mad. She got mad effects going on.
For myself?
No way. We got multiple views.
She was over there chill.
Don't you want to see, like, it's like a magic mirror.
She was doing run vision. All right, Jeezy. I know you have some very strong thoughts about the situation. Go ahead and run it. Go ahead and Jeezy fire.
But this situation is pretty much cut and dry to me. Like I don't think. Like I found it very odd that we talk about this protest, this kid, Kyle, whatever his name is, and the first thing that I noticed about the news is they kept using the word protesters. He shot protesters. Well, the three people he shot 2 which died were pilgrims. They were not black people that he shot. And unless you dig deep and research that, there is no way of finding that out that he actually killed 2 white people, injured another one. That's number one. So to me, it's almost like they're using those words to further push this divide between the people. And I don't like it, yo. Like I just feel like I think we're all being pawns in a big game, and I feel like we're pawns out here, man. And we being played.
But you really feel like it's cut and dry as far as this kid being charged and serving time?
Yeah, he gonna serve time for sure.
I mean,
for sure he's serving time.
He's got a lot of pull behind him, and it is political. So I'm sure
he's going to jail. He's going to jail for a long time. He's going to jail for a long time. Unless the president gave him a pardon or some shit. Unless some like miraculous like that happened, that's one thing. But he's going to jail for a long time. You can't kill people on video and not be a cop. Let me rephrase, not be a cop. And not to mention you kill white people, yo. You didn't kill brothers. You killed some other pilgrims on camera and walk from that, yo. That's not going to happen.
No, man. I still think with political power and the president pushing his position into the scenario, I think it's possible. I mean, we've seen a lack of, fair justice and, a justice system work in ways that we don't expect it should operate. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if they justifiably find a way to prevent this kid from serving any major time, any charges sticking.
He already been charged. Let me ask you, what would be an acceptable charge that would make you feel comfortable with the situation?
You know what, being that I don't know all of the circumstances, I can't say for sure, but I know as a black man, if I had been in the same situation, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't have walked down the street past the police officers with my AR-15 hanging to my side, you know what I'm saying, after I had just killed 2 people, shot 3. You know what I mean? So I'm already seeing the differences in how, you know what I'm saying, we get treated in these situations. The fact that kid went home that night, slept in his bed, got back to his home state, you know what I'm saying, it's already set up for him to, I don't want to say coast his way through it, but there's certainly an avenue for him to get lesser charges or to possibly get off altogether, in my opinion.
Hey, should anything happen to his mom?
I think so.
It should, because she's his guardian and she was the one that transported him.
She drove him there. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
What is she thinking about, like, to take her son to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, clearly she's ignorant. Clearly she's ignorant. Clearly she's in this realm of vigilanteism. Everybody want to be Batman, whatever. So they think that they're well within their rights to do that, and they're finna find the hard way that you're not. So
I think they're the R word, and I mean racist.
You scared.
They shot 3 white people, man.
Yeah, I could tell.
They shot white people.
GG, it doesn't matter because, oh Lord, have mercy on my soul. It doesn't matter. Your face. It doesn't matter that he shot white people. Let me tell you why.
A white woman was about to get ate by dogs on the Heavy Hitters radio show.
I know, this is horrible.
We went straight to ridiculousness.
So Ryan, he's racist because of what?
Listen, I'm trying to explain it. Oh my gosh. When white people stand up for black people, then the racist white people lump those white people in with the black people. I know this to be true from personal experience.
And the root cause of this was the whole Jacob Blake situation and him being an anti-protester because black folks were going out to protest how this kid you know what I'm saying, was shot and protest the police brutality. So there's definitely racism tied to his motives for even being there.
Mm-hmm. Rittenhouse said he was going to go protect the businesses. That's why he was going.
Mm. I'm just asking a question. That's all.
Where was he to protect Jacob Blake?
He's racist.
All right, guys, you listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man, and you know, I mean, here's the thing, like, I don't feel like we're going to, like, we're not going to fix it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to bring a light to it for sure. Here's what people are asking for, and you guys tell me if you think this is right or not. If Moose is carrying the AR-15 down the street with his hands raised, I want the police to drive past me like they drove past this kid. Is that going to happen?
No.
What's going to happen?
They're going to unload on you. They're going to pull the car over, see that gun at your side. They're going to yell, "Hey!" And then they're going to let you have it before they give you any commands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually started reading a new book today, which I'll brew and review later, but it ties into this. So it talks about the history of oppression in America. And so I didn't realize this part, that when the Puritans started enslaving Africans, they did it because they wanted to make the Africans pure. They said, if we take them from their land and we bring them north, their skin will be lighter, and their skin is black because of their sins. And I will grab the book and I'll read exactly what it says, because there's like a Bible story that they reference. I know, it gets better. So the whole reason that it started was to cure the black people. And so then it talked about how black people were always savages and they were like extra sexual and all these things. And so, I mean, that is deeply rooted in the history. And so, Moose, if you walk around with an AR-15, you are a big, scary black man that's going to kill, because in the white person's mind, you are a savage. Like, that is, I think that is the most accurate word to use. Like, I think white people are terrified of black people. I really do.
All right. I didn't know where you were going at first, and like I'm thinking this book, you're like, this book is like, it's like giving you information on how things really are, and I'm like, hold on a second, like what?
No, the history. I only read up to 1619 today.
Okay, all right. Hey man, you listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show. You know, we just got done talking about Mr. Blake, man, that got shot in Kenosha. We know that, you know, essentially all we're looking for is equality. And by the way, if you're watching this, I can rub my nose, I can wipe my eyes, all that, because guess what? I'm in my house. I wash my hands. Matter of fact, I've washed them a couple times. They smell like lavender and pot roast, which you can't get better than that. You can't get better than that. Lavender and pot roast, so I can touch my face. Folks, if you're wearing your mask in your car, you're tripping. All right, this is a public service announcement. You're by yourself, and if you're doing the right thing. Now, if you was in the COVID joint and then you got COVID all over you and you get in your car and you don't kind of disinfect before you get in your car, I guess keep your mask on. Otherwise, when you get in your car, relax a little bit. Take a mask break. Because, folks, I know that a lot of people are like feeling like they're kind of confined. You ever see people with their nose out? They got a mask on with their nose out.
All the time. I
don't know if people know or not, but your nose is connected to your lungs and all that, right? And so you're not safe when you got your nose out. Heavy Hitters Radio Show, public announcement. And you might have many public announcements while we do this today. All right, guys. Jeezy, you and I talked about something that was near and dear to your heart. You know what? The floor is yours. Now, folks, it's time for Jeezy Against 3. Go.
Well, the point that I was making earlier today is a lot of what's going on in the world right now can be linked to Facebook and Facebook algorithms. And so, I know for me personally, because the majority of my friends are black. So I get inundated with a lot of police brutality videos. I get inundated with shootings in Chicago, shootings on the east side of Indianapolis, fight videos, and every now and then you get some human trafficking stuff. So my experience on Facebook, when you scroll through, like I told you, Moose, is pretty much 80% negative news that is constantly being shoved down our throats. It's constant. And it can create some mental health or make you feel like the world around you is collapsing. And when you step away from that, and you step away from Facebook, you step away from all the news, the 24-hour news cycles, and you realize in your direct, I'm speaking direct, I'm not speaking as a whole culture, as a whole people, but you directly, Trump effect on your life or actual racism in your life affects you less than you think it does. Based off where you live, based off like how you live your life. Now, when you go on Facebook and you start seeing the world as a whole and all the news and everything that's going on in the world, then all of a sudden you put yourself into that world, and then yes, it dramatically changes your feelings about the world, your feelings about a lot of different stuff.
Okay. Hey, so I got
a fair assessment.
I tell you what, I'll go last. I have some strong thoughts about this, and I've had time.
I'm listening. I'm open.
I've had time to ruminate. D-Lo, you got anything?
I can get your perspective, man, but I just don't think that social media is the end-all, be-all. I just think that you find like-minded people who feel the same as you, and sometimes that whole mob way of thinking, can lead to some pretty irrational decisions or perceptions of the world. You know what I mean? So, I certainly think there's a danger to social media, but I don't think it tells the whole story because, a lot of these cats who are posting these stories, I just think that social media is giving a lot of this stuff more of a platform, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing because there was still a ton of pineapples happening. You know what I'm saying? We just couldn't see it all the time. You know what I mean? So I know there's a ton of negative stories out there, but stuff is really happening. You know what I mean? It's cool to look at America and look at our past and kind of gloss over, the last how many ever years of our life and think that, pineapples are sweet, but, there's really stuff going on, you know what I mean? And I think that for us and being people in this country who have had to always, to some degree, operate in an underground railroad type fashion where we've had communications between us that haven't necessarily crossed outside of the community, I think that social media also gives us that opportunity for us to be able to really think about and answer some tough questions amongst ourselves. Because Jeezy, you and I were in high school around the same time, and I'm sure you remember cats who were Afrocentric, and some cats turned Muslim, and you know what I'm saying? And,
Absolutely.
I'm like, damn, they always talking that Brother Raheem crap and what have you, but now 20 years later, I'm like, they was really on to something back then. What they were talking about back then really was relevant, but I was too busy enjoying my idealism of the American experience, you know what I'm saying, and just taking that surface approach as opposed to really understanding and trying to know what's going on. So I think there's a place for social media because, again, it is connecting us in a different way, and we're having to take longer looks at tough issues that we may have laughed off in the past. At least I did.
Mm-hmm. But to end, and that's my point, because what you said was it's the ability for like-minded people to come together. That works both ways. Mm-hmm. So now what you have a group on the other side of like-minded people. And the problem is you got extreme on the left, extreme on the right, and no one's willing to talk in the middle. Like, no one's willing to talk about, or no one wants to hear on the left side of where are we in America to make this 17-year-old kid think that it's okay to go do what he did. Like, that's what they don't want to left want to hear that side. Then people on the right, they saying, oh, well, he's a hero for doing what he did. So you got two opposing sides of the story, and no one can meet in the middle and say, well, how the hell did we get here? No one wants to talk about it. You just want to stay in your echo chamber, and everybody want to sit on the toilet and tweet or Facebook and say what they want to say, and no one want to have a discussion in the middle to say, okay, A, we have to recognize that, number one, that's a problem. That a 17-year-old kid, he's a kid, decided to go do what he did. You know what I'm saying? Then, if you watch the first video, he knew he messed up. Like, he knew he fucked up. Excuse me, pineapples. He messed up. He knew he messed up. Like, he knew he did. And, like, that's what we are in the country, where no one is willing to listen to no one. It's just like, well, you don't have my thoughts, so cancel. I don't want to look at you, cancel. You don't matter. But, like, no. That's how Trump got in the first place, because nobody wanted to listen to nobody else. It was Hillary all day long. But you in your little room not realizing that the rest of the world, the middle of the country, yeah, it's a bunch of people that like Trump, man. These flyover states that y'all just continue to fly from California to New York, yeah, go to Ohio, go to Iowa, come to Indiana, go to Kansas City. You will see it's a lot of Trump people out there that like his way of that think like him and has his way of thinking. But yeah, when you go to the major cities like Indianapolis or Chicago, yeah, those are little pockets. Like if you look at, like, and Moose will tell you this. Look at the political map of Indianapolis, of Indiana. It's blue in Indianapolis and Gary. The rest of it's all red. Am I right, Moose? Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir. Yeah. You might get a little bit in Fort Wayne and maybe Evansville, but yeah, for the most part, yeah.
For the most part, so we are spoiled because we look at our surroundings and think like, oh man, it's it is what it is. But like, nah, bro, like you got to look outside and see that it's a lot of people that feel and think the way they think. But if you're not willing to communicate or talk about it or have these discussions, man, it ain't going nowhere, man.
Hey, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm done.
You know what? Here's my thing, man. What's the matter? And maybe now it's Moose against three. What's the matter with people not having the same opinion but still being cool? Like Moose, I find that a lot in my life where I got some buddies that are extreme right wing that want to have a drink with me.
And you should go have a drink with them.
No, it doesn't bother me at all.
It don't bother me at all because we just don't talk politics and religion. That's the way it used to be. Your religion and your politics is your business. It ain't up for discussion.
Well, and the only problem I have with that is, that almost still feels like one of those things that we were taught as opposed to one of those things that we just know. Because I certainly believe the Pilgrim folk been talking about politics and religion for a long, long time. You know what I'm saying? Where that message is completely different for us. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about this. You know what I'm saying? If you got friends with different opinions and what have you, whether it's church, social issues, whatever, political issues, you know what I'm saying? I think that's fine. You know what I'm saying? You should have your friendships as best you can. But as human beings, there are certain things that I feel like you shouldn't be opposed to if you call yourself my friend. You know what I'm saying? Equal treatment under the eyes of the law is one of those things. Being anti-police brutality should be one of those things. Like, unfortunately, in today's world, be Republican, be as liberal as you want to be, but if you can't agree to the fact that myself and people who look like me don't deserve the same equal treatment in this country, then our friendship is really based on service issues.
But I'll come back. I'll come back and say this to you. Most people on the right side of the fence feel the same way that police brutality is wrong, that you shouldn't, that people shouldn't be getting shot. But some of them see it as, well, you shouldn't be breaking the law to begin with. And Moose probably can tell you probably heard that before. Well, like if you look at like everybody can agree the George Floyd situation was one where it was like you cannot even justify that. You can't. There's no wiggle room to say, he was doing this or there's none of that.
People did justify it.
People are still justifying why that man is dead. It should be an open close.
But those are extremists. Most rational thinking people on any side can say that that's a bad situation.
I think you give them too much credit.
I think so too. And
but see, unfortunately for me, I don't close myself off from listening to other news outlets and listening to other people talk. If you only listen to one group of people, then your opinion is only based off what you hear and what you see. But if you're not willing to listen to other people talk, then your mind will be closed off.
First of all, you just said most of your friends on Facebook were black and that they are an echo chamber for you, but we'll get back to that.
No, I didn't say. I said news outlets that I listen to. I listen to various different podcasts. I listen to various different news outlets.
I was talking about your Facebook that you mentioned earlier. But I want to piggyback on D-Lo. And for me, we can have differing opinions. You can not like burgers, even though they're my favorite. You can be appalled by pizza, even though I think it would be weird for that. But if you and I don't share the same morals, then I don't want to be friends with you. I just don't. And so if I need to cut off family members or friends I've known my whole life because of moral and ethical concerns, I'm okay with that. I don't want people in my circle who have morals that I definitely don't agree with and who have different ethics. I don't want friends like that.
Run. Then
when did
you might not be friends. I'm pretty positive that a lot of my morals and ethics is a lot different than yours.
That's why we're not really friends. We're just podcast mates.
But when you say moral and ethics,
pause. Ooh, yes, that was fun. Okay, but listen. Dang it! Now I forgot. Damn it, Gigi, I blame you.
You were talking about the moral compass on things. Moral perspective. Y'all got different morals.
Oh yes, thank you, D-Lo, for getting me back there.
I'm sorry, he was listening.
I don't understand why anyone who's not white, why is their life mattering a political concern? Why does that automatically equal politics? Why can't it equal just like human rights or like social justice or like morals? Like, why am I a libtard because I believe black people shouldn't be murdered in the street by police officers? Like, why can't I just have human morals?
Urban translation for libtard?
Yeah. So it's what fragile white people call the liberals, who they think are not very smart. It's a mesh of two words.
In itself.
Say what now?
So that's a slur in itself.
Correct.
Is that real?
That is real. It's a mix between liberal and the actual R word. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I've been called that, I don't know, probably 1,500 times since all this started in March.
I've never heard that term.
Oh, I get called it all the time. You people and libtard.
No, you people? I'm very familiar with that.
I got lumped into you people.
Welcome.
Thank you. You know what? Between that and my Essence magazine, I feel like I really have made it. I'm in the culture. I'm here for it.
Hey, folks, you listen to HHRS Radio Show, and holy cow, as you notice, we all hang together, and we don't have the same views. But yeah, we still argue about the fact that we should probably have the same views.
We don't have the same, Ron.
No, I don't know if the rest of you three understood that, but we don't believe the same stuff. But guess what? We still hang out. So it doesn't. So
we all agree that black people shouldn't be murdered in the street by police.
Well, Ron, when you say ethics and morals, that has a large window That's a big window. It's like you might be pro-life, I might be pro-choice. So we can't hang out. That's a moral issue. That's an ethics.
Did I say all moral issues? Because that's why I said that was not the intention.
You said what? You just said if my friends don't have the same morals or ethics as me, we can't be friends. You just said that. You didn't say moral or ethic issues on civil rights. On this, you didn't say that. You said moral issues, so you let that window open.
Okay.
That's my point. That's why I say, like, run. That's a broad, and that's a problem with all of this stuff is that people paint with broad brushes. We can't do that. You can't say all. You can't say
if I paint with skinny brushes, it's going to always change.
You got to say, in my experience, like my experience is way different than Moose's. My experience is way different than D-Lo. My experience is way different than yours. So I say, I always speak about my experience, what I experience in life. I don't use the word all or all people this or all people that. That's dangerous. That's the reason why we are where we're not, because when Pilgrim people say all black people do this, like that's not fair to say all. In your experience, maybe you hang in some jacked up places, because guess what? The same black people you talking about, guess what? I know them too, and I don't fool with them. None of us do. So but I know it's like when a woman ain't no good men. I'm like, wait a minute. I have at least 50 close male friends that I know, and every last one of them is a stand-up dude who right by his kids. You go to work. Every last one of them. So how can I find 50 friends like me that do the right thing and you can't find one? There's something wrong with you. I got 50 friends.
Yeah.
Did you say it had something to do with WAP?
Yeah.
Yeah, cat.
Okay.
Yeah, that community, anyway. Yeah. But it's like when you use the word all men this. Like, no, the men you date is like that. The men, the black people you hang out with, or the white people you hang out with. That's your choice to hang out with them people. I choose not to hang out with them people. Period.
All right, so when they say all, Jesus, you said something that was pretty profound when you said you use all like it's kind of messed up. So when they say all lives matter, do you feel like that sounds goofy?
It is goofy. Because we already know they do. It's goofy. It's goofy to say all that. We already know all lives matter. And hello, and if you want to be technical, if you say all lives matter, that includes black people too. So this is like, yeah, thank you for saying all lives matter. That includes me too. It's silly. We argue over silly. Everything has been politicized, and we argue over silly shit to make ourselves feel good. It's all silly. It's all wordplay. Oh, he said all lives matter. Well, yeah, you kind of included all lives matter. You kind of included in that. But just because he didn't single you out, now I'm mad because you just say black lives matter. Like what are we talking about? It's like saying, like, I like all fries. But I don't like, but no, you should say you like Caesar fries better. No, I like all fries. Like, it don't.
Hey, 9/11's
silly.
coming. Listen, 9/11's coming,
silly.
and I'm just here to say that all buildings matter.
They matter. So, however you feel. But the point I'm saying, Ryan, is like how you feel has this effect on my life.
All cancers matter. It's childhood cancer awareness month. All cancers matter.
Zero. How people feel about issues, whether you like black people or not. But guess what? In my life, zero. It don't matter. Don't matter to me. Guess what? I'm breathing. I'm here. Zero effect, man. It don't matter to me. It don't matter, dog. How you feel in your circle, in your trailer house, that's fine. You mad because you got all the privilege of this country. And guess what? Don't get mad because I'm doing better than you. So what? That's your fault. That's on you. That's a you player. You had you're a pilgrim male that has everything laid at your feet, and you still mess it up. That's your fault. So if you want to hate me and drive your pickup truck that's rusted out and your flag on the back, so what? Go to your trailer and sleep with your sister. I don't care. I'm gonna go get this steak. I'm gonna slice into this steak. I'm gonna eat it. It's gonna be delicious. I'm gonna get on the Zoom call on my Apple computer and look at my 4 friends and talk to them. Do you even got Wi-Fi? Oh, you probably don't because you out in the country. So it don't matter to me. I don't care. I don't care, man. Yeah, I just stereotype.
I'm generalizing.
You know how I know? I can say that? Because in my experience, when I go do alarm system and you got Wi-Fi, no, then how am I gonna do this out here? I can't get it. You got cell phone signal? No. You can't get no system flare. I deal with it every day, so I can say that because I deal with people in the country.
You gotta draw the line someplace, man. You have absolutely no right downing anybody's Wi-Fi connection. Y'all got the same Wi-Fi.
Right.
Yeah.
You know how many times you've turned into an album cover on this show?
Right.
That made me so happy, man.
For real.
I got thick walls, D-Lo. My bad. I'm working on it.
You got thick walls with that Wi-Fi.
I just want to go back to how many times you changed it to an album cover. Like that's I'm so tickled by that, man. Oh man,
I'm fired up, man.
Hey, y'all listen to Heavy's radio show, man. Hopefully nobody turns into an album cover tonight, man. Okay, I gotta pull myself back together again. Hey, this is Moose aka Big House. You know what? It's time. You know what it's time for? It's time for me to come clean, man. You know what? It's time for my confession. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Support group.
It's support group time, Ron. You want to tell us what support group's all about?
Yeah, support group is where we introduce ourselves, everyone responds, and then we share our problem, and then we all try to help as a support group. And some of the advice is maybe garbage, but that's what we're here for.
Hey, folks, how you doing? I am Moose, aka Happy today.
Hi, Moose.
Hi, Moose.
Happy.
Okay, happy today.
I just want to come clean for you guys and all the neighbors out there that I may be addicted to Angry Birds too. I play it multiple times a day, and sometimes when I'm not playing it, I'm thinking about it. Can you help me, please?
Yes.
Good.
So, Moose, I hear you saying that you may or may not be addicted to Angry Birds too. And so, my best advice for you is to, A, embrace your addiction because you're not hurting anyone with that, and you're not hurting yourself either. Or B, just delete it from your phone. But I feel like then you might just find another app to download. So my best advice, just keep playing it because you love it, but just wear your blue light glasses at the same time so you don't mess up your eyes. Eye fatigue during a pandemic is real.
Well, most the advice that I would give you is that it's not your fault that you're addicted to Angry Birds. It's not your fault. And I'm going to tell you why it's not your fault, man. Because the companies have figured out that the swipe gesture with your finger gives you a small dose of serotonin every time you do it. So it's not your fault that you're addicted. Because every time you do it, you get a little bit of serotonin shot to your head that makes you want to keep doing it, makes you feel good. So you know what, my brother? If it makes you feel good, keep doing it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I tell you what, D-Lo, if whoever's going to go next, that's fine. I'm just going to be right here for 1 second. If you see any kind of flashing, don't worry about it, okay?
Mess.
Who's next?
My name is Long Green 400.
Hey, Long Green 400.
I need some support because I'm struggling with my own addiction issue, and actually, I'm coming to the show tonight very raw and very vulnerable, in a space that I'm not used to being in. For the last several months, and really for the years prior to that, most people don't see me without a hat, and tonight I've come bearing it all. And what I'm slowly starting to realize is that I have a small addiction for hats, and hell, in the past week alone, I've probably purchased 10, and the week prior to that, I probably purchased 5 or 6 more, and it's becoming more of a thing than what it probably needs to be. I've got a hat in damn near every team and every color, and for every sort of baseball cap style that goes with the hat, I've probably got it. But I think I need to be more transparent with myself. And the big issue I'm having with wearing hats, I'm noticing physical changes in that my hair is growing, but only on the parts that the hats don't normally cover. Like all this hair is really short and tight, and I can't get it to grow. But everything that gets exposed, it's getting the water, the air, the sunlight. But I'm having stunted growth at the top of my head, and I think it has something to do with the hats.
Wow. D-Lo, welcome. So it sounds a little bit like you're a chia pet. So maybe we just need to water you. But here's what I will say. I was a little shocked to see you without a hat tonight. I was like, have I ever seen D-Lo's hair before? I think today's the first day. So I think let's just get some Miracle Grow, and we'll just sprinkle it on the top of your head, water it twice a day for 14 days, and I think you'll be good.
D-Lo, as a fellow hat wearer, you know, I too have a large collection of hats that I wear, and I started noticing the crown of my head is really, really thin up here, where you don't get a lot of hair, and I noticed the top of my hair is kind of thin. So when I grew my hair out, it was usually thicker around here, and then it was kind of thin up here. So then I realized, you know what? It was time to come home. You have a full beard, so you can come home pretty easily. I have the Amish football chin strap. It barely connects on the side. So I don't have the full beard. But I'm trying, damn it. If one day it might grow in, you know, over here is really bad. Like this is bad. You know, but up top, I'm done. It's over with. I use a razor, man. I get in the shower, hit that thing a couple times. Now it's in the tan. So come on home, man. We need you. Me and Moose, we right here, man. The door be you, man. We'll leave the light on for you.
Moose makes him look so great, man. He had the Michael Jackson moonwalk hat. That was impressive. You've been hit by a smooth criminal.
For real.
I would say that when Jeezy says "Come on home," the Heavy D made it famous, and I've used it ever since. Cause since I've been a member of the No Hair Society since 1993, I will say that Heavy D called it taking a peaceful journey. So whenever you're ready, you can join us in the smooth, peaceful journey. And, you know, look, I've been a member so long, I'm shiny.
Yeah, I still got some specs up there.
Yeah, I'm shiny in that look. I mean, I still have specs too. Let's not try to go there like that. But
on the size.
I mean, if I let it go, it'll come in. I just have a hole in my natural for a while.
Like Mr. Clean.
Like George Jefferson. But man, I am super shiny tonight. Holy cow!
That back, man. My pops used to rock one of them.
Yes, the hole in the natural, man. That's what my pops used to call it.
Oh, you walk around brushing the sides, yo.
Right. No, hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. The worst thing is back when I was going to the barber, and a couple times he like started right here with the cream, and I'm like, dog, you better put that on my whole head. He like put the cream right here. He wasn't even gonna hit this part with the cream. I'm like, nah. I need cream up here too. Yeah, he's gonna start with the cream like right here. No, we're not doing that. We putting cream everywhere.
Hey, D'Lo, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Moose can probably speak to this better than I can. When you first, take that peaceful journey, and a nice young lady touches your hand, it will send waves through your body, bro.
It kind of makes this noise. Boing, yoing, 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 yoing.
I like that noise. It's one of my favorite noises.
Yeah, it kind of makes that noise a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, am I wrong, Moose? I mean, you've on this journey longer than I have.
Once again, in 3 years, it would have been 30 for me. And yes, I would like to say that, yeah, I mean, man, it's for real, man. Boy, although now though, but if anybody else touches your head, it's like wah wah wah. You know, like don't touch me like that. Like, sir, we're not doing that today.
Right, it feels like assault.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? And you owe me $25.
Yeah.
It costs. I think it costs to touch a man's bald head.
Unless you're hot.
Nope, still costs. We ain't going out like that. You got to pay too. That put her in her place. Hey man, folks, you have HHRS radio show. This is Moose. Bad feelings. Hooked on Angry Birds. Big House. We also got LGZ T'Challa. Holy cow! I can't believe I did that right. And then we got Run EMC, who obviously doesn't have any problems, I guess. And then we got Long Green 400 with the hair that he's been sponging tonight. If you know what sponging is, man, he's been sponging. Look at that.
Sponging.
That's not even a thing for me. All right, folks. I tell you what, Run, you got anything before we move on to brews and reviews?
Nope. I don't think I need support group today.
See, isn't that nice, guys? When you're a pilgrim woman, you really don't need support group a whole lot. You're like, I got it. I got my pumpkin spice started 2 days ago. I got my Uggs shined up. I am ready.
I have not gotten pumpkin spice yet, but it is taking everything in me to not go get a pumpkin cold brew.
See, it's ready. It's ready. I mean, this is the pilgrim woman season.
I know, but I just felt like August was way too early. It had to be at least September 1st, so that's today. I didn't have time to go today because I woke up late, and then I had a volleyball match, so it might be tomorrow.
That's ridiculous. And
Hump day.
Target's the bomb, man. Target's happening.
They had the cutest Starbucks mug the other day, and I canceled Starbucks for a hot second, but it only took me going back to work.
All right, folks, I'll tell you what, man. It's that time-honored tradition of the HHRS radio show, man, to do brews and reviews. Jeezy, you want to tell us what brews and reviews is all about?
Basically, man, it's the way that we rate stuff, man, from magic shows to movies to rap to music albums. But shout out to D-Lo for that Steely Dan review, man. Steely Dan. I've been rocking that for
4
since
weeks.
You said it consistently.
I was just saying 4 weeks.
No, it was about 4 weeks ago. He put me in the rotation, man. So so I'll go ahead and jump it off, man. I will sleep this album. I'm gonna do an album. This album probably been out 6 years, 7 years, probably longer than that. Rick Ross, Bigger Than Rap album. Zero Brews, man. That album goes hard. I mean, Yacht Club, Maybach Music.
Oh yeah.
Rich on Cocaine.
Oh yeah.
Laid that look, man. I'm new. I've been bumping Rick Ross probably the last 2 albums. I never went back to listen to his old stuff. He don't say much, but he has good music, yo. Great music. So Zero Brews on that Larger Than Rap and Bigger Than Rap, dog. Amazing album, yo. Amazing.
I like it, man. No, you know what? It's funny, man. I don't really bump it a whole lot, but I do enjoy some Rick Ross every now and again. Yeah. For sure. Man, looks like we lost 400. So I tell you what, Run, you got any brews and reviews?
Yes. So I started reading a new book today, and it is called Stamped: Racism, Anti-Racism, and You, a Remix. So there's an original Stamped, and it is written very much like a research article that is not fun to read. But Jason Reynolds, who's one of my favorite authors, did a remix of the book, and it is so good. It's quick read, and I feel like it has a lot of great history. So if you are into social justice and anti-racism reading, definitely get Stamped. For a very long time, it was on back order on Amazon, but if you have an electronic device, you can download the ebook. Also, Jason Reynolds is just like wonderful to listen to, and he reads the audiobook. So if you're more into audiobooks, then definitely go ahead and download that and just listen to him read it. And be open to learning new things. Zero Bruce.
Outstanding. Like I put this hat on to have fun and be funny. And then all of a sudden in my mind, I just put it on after you said that. Then I start thinking people are going to be like, so is Moose thinking he's out in the field wearing that hat?
So
I'm mad about it. I'm mad about the whole fact that I even had that thought creep into my head. Because, I mean, how come I can't just wear... I mean, my grandma always wore big hats out in her garden and stuff like that. But all of a sudden I saw this and I'm thinking people are going to be like, shaking over here, boss.
But I feel like...
Gin.
Can't hear you, big boy.
Can you brew and review a cotton gin?
I cannot. I got very excited about it, though.
I do feel like that looks like a scarecrow hat. Like the crows have been on it.
You can call me Scare Moose.
Scare Moose.
Scare Moose.
There you go. That's the Moose we know and love.
Except when I shave my mustache off, my lip is humongous from nostrils to the top of my lip. It's a long way. It's okay, though. Moose is cute.
It should be the width of your eye.
It did make that noise like when I smile. Ting. All right, anyway.
Listen, from the bottom of your nose to the top of your lip is supposed to be the width of your eye. If you go here.
How do you know stuff like that? Like,
because that's how art is made. So your eye, the difference between them, like the bridge of your nose, that should all be the same size. Okay? And then the width of your eye from your nose to your lip, like mine's not big enough.
That is not true for me. My eyes, maybe because my eyes are part of some chemical dependence. But anyway.
So it's also supposed to be the same distance between your eyes. I don't know. I learned that in 6th grade art, and for some reason it stuck with me.
Everybody's trying to measure. I got a tape measure. Like, okay, let me show you here.
Clearly my lip and my eyes is bigger than my lip. So basically, Ryan, you can wear preaching that European standard of beauty. Get out of here with that.
That's exactly what.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
That's exactly what happened.
Saying that in Greenwood, where the racist people live, that's what I learned in 6th grade.
Actually, no, I don't live in Greenwood. I live in Marion County.
No, she said in Greenwood. That's what she learned. She learned in Greenwood.
I thought she said, but yeah, I don't. I'm a block away.
Jeezy is in his feelings because he knows he's so close.
I'm so close. To the mall and Portillo's and all the good food.
You're more than a block away, though. You're more than a block north of County Line Road.
Hey, Long Green. Well, we don't need to give him all his business out there on the whole wide world.
Come see me. I got 9 reasons why you shouldn't come in this house.
He already said he's a block away from Greenwood.
Yeah.
But he lives in Marion County.
Yes, I get that. We don't need.
I mean, you can if you want to unannounced. I got cameras, so I'll see you coming.
County line is County Line Road.
Your whole shirt will be wet.
Can we? Long Green. Do you have we can't hear you though. By the way, I heard. Oh, there you go. You got to sit up or something. You got to get closer or something. Hey, do you have any bruising reviews?
As a matter of fact, I do. Listen, I'm assuming that all of you have experience buying online products.
All the time.
Okay. Have you ever purchased an article of clothing from China?
I'm sure we have.
Go ahead.
No, but my friend bought her wedding dress from China.
How'd that turn out?
You know what? It came in a box that was like this big. Pulled it out. It was beautiful. All she had to do was steam it, and it was like $300.
Well, that's crazy. Every time I buy something from China, like the sizes are way off. You know what I'm saying? Like completely different from U.S. sizes. Yeah. But tonight, I got a brew and review for a company called Samson Jersey Company. Now, I had some back and forth with them before I ordered because I was real skeptical about their sizes and what have you. So, they gave a great discount if you bought 10 or more of these particular jerseys. And I had to buy one just to find out if it was worth buying more from them. So I ordered the stitched Reggie Miller jersey, and you can see all the stitching. Ain't no stickers or
Uncle Reggie.
So I grabbed this jersey, right, and I got to tell you, one, it fits, and secondly, I only paid about $32 for it.
Oh, you stole it.
Samson jerseys, zero bruise.
You know, I got a feeling that Adidas gonna be mad as heck when they see this because they got the Adidas thing right up in there. They're like, we did not.
We're gonna point them towards the podcast and not the YouTube.
So is it the same as going to, like, remember that site called something Jordan something, where they had all the shoes and everything? Jordan Express, that's AliExpress, but Jordan something.
I don't know. I never got into that. I just happened to come across these guys, and I was curious enough because the quality seemed good, and they got NBA, all the major league sports.
Send me the link. I need me a Khalil Mack jersey.
And you can have one. I mean, because whatever lifting that they did to be able to nail this Reggie Miller jersey, I'm thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, so, send me the link, man.
I'll send you the link on Facebook.
Khalil Mack.
Give to him. Samson jersey, zero bruise.
All right, outstanding, man. I appreciate that.
Shout out to Samson jersey. Even though Trump don't like you, man, we'll do business with you.
We can't do TikTok.
They come with a COVID sticker.
You can't do TikTok, though. It's over with. TikTok.
Well, now wear this jersey on TikTok.
No, don't do it on TikTok. You get in trouble. Hey, Jeezy, you got any more bruising reviews? No? Yes? No? Are you doing an album cover? You still thinking?
It's been. I mean, ain't no movies been out.
Hey, so
you know, the boys come out Friday.
Are you serious?
The 4th.
Next weekend.
I can't wait, man.
Season 2 drop.
Look, I'm not gonna watch it though because I got to finish Umbrella Academy first.
I can't believe you haven't finished Umbrella Academy.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing, folks.
He's playing Angry Birds.
This is Moose. No, I have to have something. I feel so let down after something I got into is over. I like to have something on deck so that when I finish this one, I have something to look forward to. If I feel like I could have finished Umbrella Academy like 2 weeks ago, I would have been so sad. Except for my brewing review tonight is the what is it called? The Adventures of Korra. So I was all into Avatar, right? I was all into Avatar, and then Avatar went off, and I was very sad. But luckily, right when Avatar went off, what's the football one that I like? Last Chance You came on. So I'm at my 40 the other day, and one of the folks that I'm at my 40 with serving says, "Mr. Moose, have you seen The Legends of Korra?" And I'm like, "No, tell me about it." They started telling me about it, and come to find out, it's Aang's granddaughter who is the new Avatar. I find it on Netflix, and I'm hooked. I'm absolutely hooked. It's the Avatar. It's the fire bending. It's the air bending. It's the earth bending and the water bending and all that kind of stuff. It's all the stuff I like that's happening. So I give The Legends of Korra zero bruise, but guess what? It came out in 2012 or something. Where have I been? I was busy and I didn't see it. So now I'm enjoying it. It's back out. It's hot. Matter of fact, it's hot on Netflix. So The Legends of Korra, I give it zero bruise. And by the way, I have not watched it yet, but I want to know from our people out here. Has anybody watched that Jamie Foxx flick? What is it called? Something about power or something?
Oh, Project Power.
Have you watched that yet, Jeezy?
Yeah, I saw it.
Is it good?
That's pretty good.
Review it then, big boy.
It's all right.
You trying to be so respectful. I appreciate you, man. See,
it's good.
Hey, you know what? You know what that was right there, right? It's Jamie Foxx, so you like Jamie Foxx, but you're not a big fan of that movie, right? So you like, you know what? It was cool.
Good for Netflix. It had a good story, but it didn't. You know.
Was it like all Netflix movies where it really let you down at the end?
Actually, had a pretty good ending.
Okay.
So it didn't let me down there, but some of the acting, it's like,
I love it. This is a perfect.
Jamie Foxx was good.
This is a perfect example of what we want in the world right now. We want people to look at black people like you just looked at Jamie Foxx and be like, you know what? It's cool. I enjoyed it. Like it didn't blow your socks off, and but you're not going to talk bad about it.
No, it went back. It was a good movie. It's
exactly.
Enjoy an hour and a half.
Question. David Copperfield. How about his
hell no. Don't even waste your time.
Not even a joke.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That
watch me make my phone disappear.
Yes. Good job, man. Encore. Yes. I can't believe it. He brought it back, and now it's gone again. The Heavy Hitters Radio Show has a real life magician. Oh, it's back. Yes, but it's not an iPhone. Why did he bring back that piece of junk? You know what I like? I like when iPhone people send Android people a video and it miraculously makes it this big and you can't see it. That's a great trick.
No, that's the one thing about that I think that Apple and Android, they just like, you know what? We're going to make sending videos the worst experience ever between the two platforms.
Right.
It's like, it ain't even fair. It ain't even fair the quality. They might do. No, that's why I'm like, you know what? Go to Messenger, man. Send it through Messenger. Send it through Instagram, dog. Like, don't even text it to me, dog. Because for whatever reason, these jokers like, you know what? Screw the quality. Everything else is perfect. Pictures, great. But the video just like,
yeah.
What is this, 85?
Sometimes it's black and white.
Yeah, what is this?
What did you say, 1985? That's funny.
Well, Windows 95, like, you could have like, what is this?
Yeah, some dial-up internet sound.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. Hey, man, Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. You got
this beautiful note phone with your beautiful iPhone. Everything's great, but then transferring files is like the worst, man.
Hey, man, Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. So Moose has changed hats. He's still happy. He did confess that he is. I'm almost going to say allergic to Angry Birds, and that's not what I wanted to say. I am addicted to Angry Birds and allergic to grass. Does that make sense? Anyway, Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. We got Jeezy up in the house, man. He's on his phone. We got D-Lo. He's on his phone, and then we got and he's sponging, folks. He's sponging. His hair is getting nappy. His hair is getting nappy. And you know what? Yeah, you can catch him on Monday nights at Meat Pie Monday at Club Echo. Club Echo. What's the address, D-Lo?
I believe it's 5746 Pike Plaza Road. You know what I'm saying? So catch me there on Mondays and Fridays, except for this Friday. I'm catching the flight. But catch my man DJ Marcus Wayne rocking for me this Friday. Echo.
Club Echo. And then, man, we got the lady of the house, man, the one, the only Run. M? Oh, you wait. I'm the M. Okay, now I finally got it right. I'm the M. I'm all caught up now. All right, very cool. Hey, guys. All right, so you know what it's time for? Run the news.
The news.
So much news. So I haven't seen y'all in a while. Okay, so. Man, let's just, gosh, I don't even know where to start.
At the beginning.
Let's start with the most normal thing that I can tell you this week is that Tyler Perry is now officially a billionaire.
Really?
Yes. Yes, he has just now made it, according to the Forbes report. So, congratulations, Tyler. Shout out to Medea. I know that Moose doesn't like Medea, but I love her in Diary of a Black Woman.
I can't stay awake for no Medea movies.
I know. I mean, it's not Medea that does it for me in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, but that's fine. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about Joe Exotic back in the news. So if you guys think back to March, and the most normal thing that's happened during this pandemic, Tiger King came out, and we were all introduced to the world of big cats. And Carol Baskin, who killed her husband. So don't worry, gentlemen, your Christmas gift. I'm going to go ahead and ruin it. going to be Joe Exotic boxers. And don't worry, his face will be on your crotch. Don't worry. Yes, I have a photo.
All right.
Heavy hitters are getting these for Christmas. Gigi doesn't know what his gift is because he wasn't watching. So, if you would like his face on your fly, Joe Exotic Underwear is where it's at.
Are you doing a commercial? I mean, it sounds like you're like working for him.
Hey, man, like I think this is the setup with the introduction of the men of the Heavy Hitters 2021 calendar, because it sounds like this is just weird for me that you're getting us all boxers, and I feel like a poster or something comes with this. And
I think we should do that. Let's do a calendar shoot.
As long as I have socks on, I'm cool.
You're for sure January, Moose.
I gotta go first?
Yes. You are, yeah.
I gotta start doing push-ups right now.
Then Jeezy, then D-Lo, because, you and Jeezy started this. Oh my gosh, with chicken wings. You and Jeezy in January with chicken wings. Joe Exotic Underwear.
I'm sorry, with chicken wings? Like, I ain't lost.
He started at B-Dubs. That sounds really racist.
Now all of a sudden, we Jerry Rice in the Popeyes commercial. They go with chicken.
We gotta eat chicken. We must have drink Kool-Aid and eat greens while we doing it too, right?
No, I meant because it started at B-Dubs. I know you guys weren't following that. It sounded really bad.
Everybody just turned to an album cover.
Oh, here you are. Okay, but anyway, can we just all agree that Tiger King is the most normal thing that's happened during this pandemic?
Dog.
Anything more normal that we want to throw out there?
I mean, you know what? I think I don't know if I sent it to y'all or not, but like if I saw a cow like fly past my window right now, I'd be like, it's 2020, it's cool.
I saw that meme.
Did I send it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you're like, oh yeah, that's 2020.
Dog, like it's like everything is happening, man. Like I can't even believe. I mean, you know what? I mean, I can't even think of what else is gonna happen. Even the moon is a different color. I think it's tonight. Is it the corn moon tonight?
Maybe.
I think the moon is like maize tonight. Go blue.
But I will say that speaking of 2020 and the Charlie Foxtrot that it is, on November 2nd, there's an asteroid that is headed towards Earth. The expected date of impact is November 2nd, and the odds of it hitting Earth are currently 1%. But it's 2020, so I'm going to go with 100%. It's going to hit.
Did you say November 2nd?
November 2nd. For those of you keeping tabs at home, that's the day before Election Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But 90s kids, if you need, look, I got everyone's attention. If you need a trip down memory lane, the last remaining Blockbuster has now been turned into an Airbnb. So if you would like to stay the night at Blockbuster, you can rent an Airbnb at Blockbuster.
Do people still?
In what state?
Oregon. Be kind and rewind.
Wow.
Listen, Blockbuster used to be the place.
You know what?
I don't even remember Blockbuster.
I'm a little nervous. I probably shouldn't say this in the world, but I might owe Blockbuster like $57 or something.
I'm for sure on some money. I contributed to their bankruptcy.
It's not very nice, Jeezy.
Oh my gosh, this Airbnb holds 4 people. We could do a heavy hitter sleepover.
How big was this Blockbuster? They had 3 movies? Blockbusters was huge. They even had the little flappy door for the porn section.
I don't know. But it looks cute.
I mean, they're trying to give you like some livable space, Jeezy. They're not trying to... You're not sleeping in aisle 6.
My Blockbuster was like the size of a family video.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like broken off into 4 parts or something. You know what I mean?
That's actually a good idea.
Isn't that fun?
That's not a bad idea.
So you know what we should do? We should go get us a Cub Foods and make it into Airbnb or what else closed right now? Oh, J.C. Penney's up on 86 in Michigan.
Right. We don't watch VHSs at this Blockbuster Airbnb.
That's what I'm saying. So we're gonna be pumping D-Lo music. We're gonna be pumping D-Lo music into it the whole time. the Heavy Hitters Radio Show in the morning.
Look at these. Look at this bedding.
Hey, man, speaking of that, shout out. Hey, I got socks like that, by the way.
Take me back. Say by the bell.
Yeah, I got socks like that. Hey, man, Big Gates just hit us up and said, does Family Video still exist in Indianapolis? And I believe it does.
Yeah.
I saw one on the west side.
Usually they also double as a CBD store or a Thai restaurant.
What?
They do.
Yeah,
They
this
do.
CBD. I've seen that for sure.
I'm being totally serious. I think the one on 10th Street is also a Thai restaurant.
So you telling me you can get some pad thai, you can get a movie and a little shot of CBD?
Yeah. Isn't that the perfect night in?
I was going to say that's the epitome of one-stop shopping.
I mean, you know.
What other news you got, Ron?
Man, okay, so Breonna Taylor's boyfriend is suing the Louisville Police Department for misconduct. And here's the thing. He's seeking immunity and he's denying shooting at the officers, which I find odd because we all know that he was shooting at the officers, but doesn't it fall under self-defense because they entered his home? Or am I wrong?
Who knows?
Genuinely asking.
I believe it is, but it's 2020. Anything's possible.
You're so right.
Remind me when you get done with this to come back to your Breonna Taylor story, because I heard another interesting new development. But
Okay.
please continue.
So, he is claiming he didn't actually shoot one of the officers. So they filed this civil lawsuit for immunity, and so they're saying that the shot he fired was a warning shot, and they did not shoot at the officers. So we will see. Now, in this, in the report that they are now filing, their lawyer, the boyfriend's lawyer, is saying that the officers fired wildly from various angles, hitting Breonna Taylor. So we'll see what happens with this. I will look up how many days it's been, but they still haven't been arrested. So, Dilo, while I look this up, do you want to share your other development?
Yeah, so I'll send this story to you all on Facebook. But apparently, in July, the drug suspect that they were after, technically after, had already been arrested in the Breonna Taylor case. Apparently, he was offered a plea deal in July, stating that he would admit Breonna Taylor as part of an organized crime syndicate.
Stop it. I did not hear that.
Yeah, so I'll send y'all that story, but you know what I'm saying? Again, here they are trying to do everything they can't to arrest these officers. You know what I'm saying? So this gets crazier in the fact that they not only have tried to throw dirt on this woman's name, you know what I'm saying? You have the leaked information out here and them not denying that this was a draft, allegedly, of a plea deal that they were going to offer the drug suspect they supposedly had the warrant for.
Wow. So she was killed on March 13th. It's going to take me a hot second to do that math. I'm doing the math.
And the moment we're pausing is just a moment of silence for all the folks, man, that passed away.
Yeah. This is great radio, by the way.
You know what? But it's impactful, big boy. So you got to keep talking. I guess we're going to keep going. Hey, man, Heavy Hitters Radio Show.
It's been 165 days since Breonna Taylor was murdered.
165?
Yes, and none of the officers have been arrested.
All right, man, it's nuts. Hey, real quick, guys, next week, we're going to have a very interesting show. We're going to have an impactful show. And on that show, we're going to have the mother of Dorian Morrell, who was gunned down here in Indianapolis. Her name is Siobhan. So we're going to have Dorian Morrell. We're also going to have, holy cow. For some reason, I don't have oh, yes, I do. We're going to have Katrina. Katrina's sister was snatched up in Florida. And part, from what they suspect, is some sort of human trafficking ring. And her family has not heard from her anything since. The family reached out to us at the Heavy Hitters to get the story out to look for Katrina, right? Excuse me, not Katrina, but Katrina's sister. So they're going to be on next week talking about Katrina and Mr. Morrell, and also Michael Lane, who has been locked up for lots and lots of years. So we'll have Ruth Cosby on as well, talking about her. So next week's show is going to be pretty heavy, folks. I mean, we'll come on. We'll try to kick some jokes early on, and then we'll be quiet and kind of interview these folks and let them do their thing. And then maybe we'll get on and do some brews and reviews or something at the end. All right. So hey, you know what? Somebody hit us up. Man, one of our neighbors named J. Ron hit us up on Heavy Hitters. I just looked up and saw it on the screen here, and it said libtard is a 20-year-old word. I've never heard that word before.
I've never heard it before either.
But J. Ron hit us up and said he listens to us on Spreaker.com. So shout out to J. Ron, man. Listen to us on Spreaker.com. He said libtard is a 20-year-old word. So, man, we definitely... And I appreciate him listening, by the way. I mean, holy cow, man. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Heavy Hitters Radio Show. Hey, Ron, you got any more news for us?
Yes. So, President Trump he's in the news.
In the news, yeah.
Because when is he not in the news? So he recently said that police officers who shoot people are just like golfers who choke on their last putt. Is that the right word? Putt?
What about it?
Roke. I mean, he literally said that those were one and the same because that's all he knows is golfing. Golfing is a disaster. Also, recently, for those of you keeping track at home, we've had now the Democratic National Convention and the Republican National Convention. Whoa. I mean, I don't even know. Whoa is what I have to say. So, people like Candace, what's her name? Candace Owens, is that right?
Yeah.
The Black Republican.
Yep. She is upset because she was not invited. She's like, I've supported this man for 3 years. She did not get invited. She was not allowed to speak. However, St. Louis handgun lady that doesn't know how to use a handgun was invited. So she spoke at the Republican National Convention. There was a lot of protesters outside the White House for the convention. So that was interesting. Honestly, that was kind of more the news story than the actual RNC. So, and he was the first president to do it since Johnson, to do it in the White House and not be out somewhere else. And hello, if we would have taken control of this pandemic early on, maybe we could have had the convention elsewhere. Just throwing it out there.
I think they had an option. Did they have a schedule for Florida, or was it like something like South Carolina? It was one of those two places.
North Carolina.
Okay, it could have been. Yeah, it could have been.
I think it was North Carolina. Democratic National Convention, you know, I don't feel like there's a whole lot to report out on that. I felt like it was pretty calm. Felt like it was pretty civil. But maybe that's just my perspective on that.
Is Joe Biden going to be, I mean, you know, is he going to be like, okay?
Here's my thing. No, but I don't think Trump's going to be okay either. They're both very old. For me, it's a battle between the VPs. And I will tell you what, I'm an educator from Indiana, and I will not vote for Mike Pence.
D-Lo, what's up?
lost it.
It's all right. Hey, so is the United States ready for Kamala? What's her last name? Harris? Is it Harris? Is the United States ready for Kamala Harris?
I don't know why they ain't gonna win.
Can I correct you for just 1 second? Can we just give her the same respect we would give any man that's currently in office and call her by her title? She is Senator Harris.
Okay, but we for sure said Mike Pence, and he's the current sitting vice president, and we said Mike.
So get out of your female feelings, Ron. We never even say President Trump.
We say Trump. We say Trump every time. We never say President Trump. He's for sure the president.
Matter of fact, we like Obama and we call him Obama. We never even say President Obama yet.
Get out
of your feelings, Ron.
I say President Obama.
Men don't respect women crap on this show.
Guess what just happened? Guess what just happened, guys? Guess what just happened? This show that said so liberal showed some bias. Oh my gosh. And now we hate each other. Wrong. Guess what? She's a woman and she's woman first. That's okay. We're black first. We're men first. It's okay. Guess what? We still like each other. So she wants Kamala to be known by, what is it? Senator.
She's still going to be Kamala Harris to me.
Well, can you call her Senator Kamala Harris?
You know what she's supposed to be? She's supposed to be Vice President-elect, right? Vice President-elect Kamala Harris.
We don't give men the titles. If I say Senator Harris, I might say it sometimes I might not.
Look, her mama call her Kamala. I'm going to call her Kamala.
I'm sorry, Ron. We say Obama 1,000 times on this show, and you never stepped in and said, can you please call him by his correct name, President Obama? We say, in fact, we don't even say President Trump. We say 44, 45, whatever. Like, we don't even say his name half the time on the show. And you never stepped in and say, can you give that man the respect he deserves and call him President Trump?
That's not. I didn't say the respect she deserves. I said the same respect we would give a man.
Am I deaf? Am I deaf? Did you not just say? Am I crazy? Moose, Did she just say give her the respect that you would give a man and call her Senator Harris?
That's what I heard.
You just said that. Run. That's why men and women get in arguments. Because y'all will say stuff off the wall. You can call her and be like, yeah, I didn't say that. But three of us heard you say it.
I'm not arguing. You're the one yelling.
Hey, so real quick, you two. D-Lo, what's up, man?
I want to acknowledge we just had a 3-on-1, but also, since we're talking about her name, we're talking about her name and title, because I've been corrected few times by multiple people now. I think the pronunciation of her name is actually Kamala. They told me it's like the comma and then the la, because I kept wanting to call her Kamala and Kamala, but I've been corrected now, and I think it's actually Kamala.
I have heard that pronunciation.
Look, man, Moose, a.k.a. Big House Happy today, suffers from a serious case of black mouth. And so what I see is Kamala, and that's what I'm going to say until I see something different, I guess.
Didn't you just say that if her mama calls her Kamala, that's what you're going to call her? So if her mama calls her Kamala, wouldn't you call her Kamala?
So if the Lord has her mom still here.
I'm real big on pronouncing people's names right.
If the Lord has her mom still here, and when I hear her mom say it, then I will repeat it that way. But so far, I haven't heard that. All right?
Did you hear her mom say Kamala?
I'm sorry?
Did you hear her mom say Kamala?
I haven't heard her mom say anything.
Okay, so you just made that one up, so it doesn't matter because that's
everybody call her Kamala.
No,
that's what I've heard.
That's what we just didn't grab it out of thin air, Ron. We actually heard it before. Kamala Harris.
Call him Obama.
All I'm saying is, all right, Ron. No, you know what? Hey, guess what, guys?
It's a heavy hitters gangbang right now.
All of us are black men, and at some point in our life, we have had somebody's asked us a question that represented every black person in the United States or in the world. Like, we have been the ambassador to all the black people. Ron, it's your turn. So what should we call Kamala Harris since she's a woman?
Okay, so here's the thing. Since her title was Senator Harris, and since we're not sure how to pronounce her first name, we should probably call her Senator Harris.
I'm going to call her Harris.
Here's the thing. I think you should always take the time to learn how to pronounce somebody's name. It is their name. Do you want your name mispronounced? My guess is most people would not want their name mispronounced, and if you're okay with it, it's probably because you just heard it so many times.
I go by Jeezy because you jokers can't even say my name right. So I just shorten like this is my initials. That's the whole purpose behind my name AJ. Is that very reason because jokers can't pronounce my first name.
Make
so you know what? Just call me AJ, dog. Make it simple. I don't draw a big stink about it. I don't get in my feelings. Like, man, it's AJ. It's easy to remember.
I think pronouncing someone's name correctly is the most important thing you can do when you are speaking to someone.
So you literally just moved the line from 5 minutes ago. First it was Senator Harris. Now it has shifted to pronouncing her name right. I need you to make up your mind which argument, which stance you would stand on. Because 5 minutes ago it was all about Senator Harris. You want to use her name right?
I already did.
So I got a question.
You should call her Senator Harris.
Okay.
That is the title, and you don't know how to pronounce her first name.
Okay.
So it's Senator Harris.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
So now
and going forward, it's President Donald Trump, and it's First Lady, whatever her name is. What's her name? Melania Trump, and it's Vice President Mike Pence from Indiana, the same state you're from. He might be from Greenwood. We don't know. And then
He's from Southern Indiana.
Is he from down there somewhere? So if we're gonna do it, let's do it all right. Let's not respect some people and not respect all of them. That's what we're about, right?
Mike Pence and Mother.
What?
Mother Karen.
That's what he calls his wife.
Does he really call her that?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. He's one of them dudes.
Yes, he does.
All right. Well, whatever. Hey, man, you listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show. We got about 30 minutes left because all of us got a 40 to tack on to tomorrow since the pandemic is almost over. I'm just kidding. I have no idea when the pandemic is going to be over, but I know that, man, so far we are doing what we do, man. We all clocking in the morning and we clocking out in the evening, and we trying to make sure matter of fact, I gargled with peroxide about 17 times today. You know what? Because I look like all the people that be getting sick and stuff, man. I ain't trying to go out like that. Hey guys. All right. So the NBA is in a bubble right now, right? And it's playoff time. The NFL kind of they start doing their own kind of bubble where once you made the squad, then they put you in a hotel somewhere, and that's kind of where you stay and practice and do your thing. Now I will say this though, baseball. They at home, they traveling all around the country, and they getting sick. They postpone the game, and they quarantine, and they come back. They, you know what I'm saying? Like they just living, they're just playing through the pandemic. Remember that basketball? What is it called? The Big Basketball League or something? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, me and you watched it live. The championship live.
We watched the championship game live, and they was like in Columbus, and they're like random cats. All at home, hooping together, and they won like $2 million or something when they won. And there was none of that. No bubble, no nothing. They just hooped out, and it was on TV. Now, they didn't have fans, but they were just hooping together. I mean, what is the reasonable thing to do? Like, what is the way to make this thing, make it simple? Because all of us are getting used to this life, by the way. All of us are starting to make concessions to get used to wearing a mask or, washing your hands and all that kind of stuff. What is the correct way, guys, to heavy hitters COVID standards? I tell you what, Jeezy, I want you to go last because I'm sure you have some very interesting points to make. So, D-Lo, you want to go first?
I haven't paid much attention to sports because there hadn't been a whole lot of sports to pay attention to, but I do pay a little bit of attention to the NBA and what's going on. The fact that the bubble has, been so safe. I think about the headlines every time I see a baseball team, having to cancel the series because 13 players on the team tested positive. You know what I mean? So it seems like the NBA is playing this smartly, but my concern is So the MLB is playing through this. Now we're gonna add a whole bunch of folk to the mix when the NFL is just playing through this. You know what I'm saying? And people are moving around, teams are being impacted, and then these people are going back to wherever they came from. It just, I don't know. It still seems unique, but I don't know what the answer is. But I think if somehow there were a bubble approach and something was, and this whole situation was managed how the NBA is doing it, if there were big enough facilities in Florida to accommodate this, that just damn near seems like the smartest way to go at this point, man. Kudos to the NBA because they've done a hats off job, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. You know, hey, I was going to comment on that. I want you guys' thoughts real quick before we keep going forward. So I watched the Celtics game tonight. It was on tonight during our show. I saw the end of it. And so now they have this. We know that everybody in the bubble is clean, right?
You're going where I'm going.
Every player's clean. Every reporter's clean. Every cameraman's clean. Like there is 0 positive cases in the bubble. And so tonight I was watching the interview. The person interviewing the player had a mask on, and the mic guy had a stick that was that was 8 feet long with a mic attached to it, and he's like got it in front of the player's face, and I'm like, why are they doing it? Like they know that everybody there is 0 cases in the bubble, and yet they're still taking precautions. I do not understand that. All right, anyway, Ron, go ahead.
No. I'm gonna get on top of that real quick. Cause that's what I was gonna say on what Dila was saying.
You're very sexual.
It's like the coaches do interviews with the mask on. Like, what do you do? So it shows you, man, that this is all programming. It's all for optics to make it look a certain way, to make you feel. But you can't, like, if no one has it, there's no way of getting it if no one's have it, if you're in a contained environment. So why are the players wearing a mask on the bench to get in the game? It don't make sense. Right. None of it makes sense.
Right.
They trust everybody. It's the same reason why NFL players will sneak pictures into the hotel and football equipment. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of people you got to try and manage to trust. So, I mean,
that's different. To me, that's different because this NBA thing is, man, they are well guarded and they are well managed, and that, you know, people paying attention everywhere, man. I think. I don't know. Ron, what your thoughts?
Are we talking about the regional approach to life or to sports?
D.
Okay, so I think that for athletics, especially professional athletics, the NBA has got a good system. I agree with the masks and why are they still doing some of these things unless it's just to be role models for the community. However, it's not feasible in all athletics. I think in life, we're going to have to kind of take the approach of the MLB and like, if you got to postpone stuff, then you're just going to have to postpone stuff because we can't all live in a bubble. We've got to have some germs in our system. Otherwise, this winter is going to be terrible for everyone, COVID or not. And at this point, we're killing off the good bacteria that we need also. So I think in life, it's the MLB approach. In sports, I mean, like, I think the NBA's got it kind of down pat, but not all athletics can do that. And I'm just really sad because today on my time hop, it was when I went to Texas for opening football day, and it was all kinds of football opening days for college, and it's just not happening. And I'm sad about it.
Yeah, for sure. ESPN was calling this weekend 0 because college football was supposed to start. They called it weekend 0. Weekend 0.
3 years ago, I was for sure buying alcohol at 9:45 a.m. in Dallas, Texas.
Jeezy, your thoughts, man. The floor is yours.
Well, it's funny how everybody.
Listen,
like,
you got
like
about
G,
10 minutes, otherwise we're gonna be in
it's
trouble.
funny. I was gonna say, I was gonna tell y'all welcome Jeezy has had this stance since, I don't know, March. The same thing y'all slowly coming around on and saying everything that I've been saying, like, nothing has changed. The virus is still here. It's still running rampant. But, yeah, like, you can't shut down the world, man. We realize that, guess what? Maybe that 1% of people going to get it. Another half of that percent going to get it bad, and half of that percent going to die. This is how it's going to work. It's unfortunate, but whatever. I ain't going to get into that. I just want stuff to make sense. And the NBA situation don't make sense. It don't make sense that the Browns playing football, the Bengals going to play football, the high school going to play football. But guess what? Ohio State can't play football. Why? Because the Big Ten not playing football. It don't make sense. I done seen pictures of Moose at football games all weekend with fans in the stands, all kind of stuff going on. And that's happening in real time. Life has not stopped, man. It has not stopped. But nobody, but yet on the news, Dr. Fauci still pointing his fingers like, dog, like, at this point, from March until now, as much activity has been happening in this city, half the population should have been Thanos by now, the way they're making it seem. Yeah. And it's not happening that way. Okay, I gotta watch pro wrestling with a Thunderdome where they got screens in the stands with fans' pictures in the screens. Like it's getting overblown. It's like TV is trying to program the masses, and the masses just ain't paying attention. That's why the NBA got the mask with the bubble. That's like me sitting on the podcast right now. I'm like, yeah, I'm on the heavy hitters with the bubble. But guess what, Moves? You also, if I walk in the store and I do this, I don't have a mask, and I walk in, I go like this, I just want to grab some water. So you got to have a mask. I go outside and grab a mask of the same material as my shirt. So what's the between me doing this and wearing a mask? There is none. But because the mask covers, it just looks, it's silly, man. It don't make sense. Try that one day. Walk in the store and do this. I'm just going to get some water. Sir, you need a mask on. You do realize my mask is cotton. It's not a special mask. It's not a Batman mask. It's not a Bane mask. It's not an M91 mask. It's a mask. It's cotton.
Can I ask you to let this Italian man, can you walk us through what it looks like for you to be holding the shirt mask up whilst getting your water, whilst paying for this water? Can you show us what that looks like?
Doing what?
I want you to take us to the store scene again. Can you show us what it looks like to go into the store like this, get your water, and pay for your water, you know what I'm saying, with your shirt mask?
Yeah. How do you pay? D-Lo, your sound is deteriorating, buddy.
I don't know.
Yeah. And also,
Jeezy, how do you do it? You didn't show it. You didn't answer his question.
Yeah.
Now pay. You got to pay.
You got to grab the water first.
I don't think
hold my breath.
Magic trick.
I don't think so. You said hold your breath.
If I fart and I can smell it through my mask, it ain't working.
No, that's not true. That's not true. The fart particles are smaller than the COVID particles. I checked that out. I'm not sure why I did that. Like I don't have that much time on my hands, but it made me curious to know why you could smell a fart, but you couldn't get COVID. Like I didn't it didn't compute to me. Matter of fact, that should be the name of our next show. Of course, it can't not next week because it'd be too serious. But like we should have I can smell a fart but not get COVID. Anyway, excuse me. As I digress. See, here's what happens, folks. As it gets later in the show, we all get tired. Jeezy's on his phone, right? In the middle of his show, he's a star of the show, and he's scrolling. Are you scrolling? Look at he can't stop looking at it. Look at he's hooked on it, man. Look, he said, "Look,
this is my keyboard."
he can't stop. Hey, all right, guys, listen up. All right, listen. Oh, that's a great magic trick, man. You're better than Copperfield, man. I'll give you 3 brews. Yes. I am dumbfounded. How did you do that?
He got his own finger off.
You're a magic brother.
Wait for me, man.
You're better than David Blaine.
Right. I wouldn't go that far.
Right. Well, 'cause he's the devil. All right. So, hey, all right. Yeah, just plain and simple. All right, guys. All right. So check this out. So I was watching something, and I got a question for you guys, man. All right. So there's a situation where the United States and Pompeo and President Donald J. Trump,
J. Trump. Yep. You get it right.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
J stands for genius.
That's funny, but I'm not going to disrespect him like that because we're going to treat everybody the same.
Don't disrespect the man's name like that, Ron.
I'm going to treat everybody the same.
He said that. He said most people think that J in Donald J. Trump stands for Jew, but it actually stands for genius.
You know what? He can spell it how he wants to. Me being a man that has grown up in the inner city and lived a phonetic spelling, he can spell it however he wants. So I don't know
if it's his name for sure.
I'm not passing judgment on him, just like I'm not passing judgment on Senator Harris, Camelia. How you say it? Kamala. I'm not passing judgment on none of that.
Kamala Harris.
Those words were not. Those words were not Moses.
Hold on. So here's my point. As Ron getting her feelings, that's part of being equal. Is you gotta get these jokes off. So she has to be able to take the jokes the same way a man will have to take the jokes about how dumb or how whatever he is. So if we can make jokes about Trump, Bush, then guess what? Miss Kamala Harris can take these jokes too, though.
And she can take them hard too. That's all I'm saying.
She take them hard too.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, you know what? It doesn't matter. Hey, and by the way, I was watching. Okay, here's what was my point here. I was watching the highlights on ESPN this morning, and it was WNBA, and the one they say, and so passes to her wife, so for the three. And I was like, what did they just say?
Right. But you know what's funny about the WNBA in the bubble? It's the same amount of fans at their games.
That was good. Boom, boom. Hey. So
they used to this.
Wait, I got a question though. Is the world ready? Is the world ready to say, here comes Chicago Bulls coming down, and Hank so and so passes to Stan so and so, his husband, for the three? Is the world ready for that?
No.
Why not? We got it's crickets.
So I think several reasons the world is not ready for that. One, lesbians are incredibly sexualized, so in general, it's more accepted. B, I think I said one.
I'm sure. I'm not. I should not have made a face right there.
Okay, so
too late now.
Okay, so then secondly, next point is that I think gay men are generalized as feminine. So I think people in general would have an issue with a gay man playing basketball, much less than passing to his husband, because I think the world's just still kind of uncomfortable with that, which is why we weren't ready for Mayor Pete.
Which I like Mayor Pete.
Hold on, Ron. Let me ask you a question
about these guys shooting forms. If there was husbands on the TV, every shot would be scrutinized.
It's not fair. That's my point. It's not. I saw it today. So and so passes to her wife, and she hits the three.
So basically, you saying we sexualize lesbians is what you're saying?
Yeah, I said that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
That's definitely true. You sure about that?
Society sexualizes lesbians.
So the lesbian with the haircut look like mine, and dressed with the pants hanging out, like I'm sexualizing her.
No, probably not.
Society sexualizes lesbians.
No. society sexualizes attractive women. So if you're a lesbian, you're an attractive woman, it's more or less the attractive women.
Okay.
Not all lesbians are attractive.
Society generalize gay men.
The reason why, Ron, because you're not a man, the reason why most men, in my experience, I can't say all, most men, when they have an issue with gay men, is because one of the males is stepping out of the role of being a man. You can have two lesbian women and they both can still be women. Because they're not changing the role of being a woman. When there's two men, somebody being a woman in that relationship.
Ron, your thoughts on that comment?
What his dribble looks like.
Why does it matter to a man if a man decides that he doesn't want to act in the gender stereotypes of men?
The gender stereotypes? What does that mean?
No.
Gender stereotypes? I need to explain gender stereotypes?
No,
I mean, if you're a man, there's a certain way you do stuff, right?
Okay, so why are straight men offended or impacted when a gay man decides to not act in the gender stereotypical male fashion?
First of all, we're not offended or scared. Those are not even true.
Men had a problem with it when the man acts like a woman.
Yeah, they didn't have a problem when that man tried to holler at us. That's when the problem come in when the gay man try to talk to a straight man. That's where the problem comes in.
No, I'm straight.
You think it's that simple? Huh?
Hey, when you're as hot as the heavy hitters, sometimes saying no is not enough.
I've never been rubbed up on while wearing a velvet blazer. However, keep your sphincter tight. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say.
What in the
Why can't you just say I'm straight? Why is that not enough?
Because you know what? Because they don't take no for an answer.
Interesting.
I'm gonna give me a shirt that says "Male Lives Matter."
MAIL, like you in the post office.
Yes.
I'm getting "Male Lives Matter." We matter.
All right, so listen, you guys
our
still
feelings matter too.
No, nobody still answered the question. So you got to say we're not ready for Jim so and so passes to John so and so for the three and their husbands. We're not ready for that.
No, I mean,
huh?
But play this. I don't think they teammates ready for that. I don't care. They're gonna do it with me. It's the locker room they gotta answer to.
They probably just go. They probably just get in their car and go home. They can shower at the crib.
You gotta shower in that locker room. You gotta change in that locker room. There's a lot of stuff in the locker room, Doug.
So because I mean, so do you feel like a man that likes men never looked at you? I mean, that for sure has happened at some point.
But here, I hate when people say that. Like, I don't want you. Like play this. Me, Moose, and D-Lo, we are considered vegetarians, right? So if you put us in a female locker room and they getting showered and we like women, are you not looking? Or you're like, you know what, Moose? Are you looking? If you're in the women's locker room and you showering and women walk in the shower next to you and you like women, are you not looking?
It depends if it's basketball, football, or soccer, or softball.
There's women, and there's boobs out.
Volleyball?
They naked in the shower, they soaping up, showering, and you in the shower next to them. Are you looking?
I'm trying to be modest, you know.
Okay. Booze. Okay, I'll speak for me.
I just been thinking of Juana, man. That's all I.
We're all looking because we like women.
You know what? There's no question. If you're built like I like, I'm looking. I mean, if you're like Brittany Griner, no, I'm not looking.
Yeah. Well, you might not see Brittany Griner naked, so you see, you might be like, well, dang, I was built like that.
No, dog. I saw her on the commercial the other day. I'm like, nah. She was like, this during this pandemic. I'm like, who? I'm like, what in the world? During this pandemic, us at the Phoenix Mercury, I'm like, no, man. I ain't with that. Her voice did. Matter of fact, they had to do DNA studies on her, man, to make sure she wasn't trying to be Joanna Man.
Can I also just say that I think if it were two gay men who were married on the basketball court, the announcer wouldn't feel the need to say that he passed the ball to his husband for a three-pointer. I think that would just be left out. I think it would just be, Smith to Smith for the three.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Why? Because they're women and they want to sexualize. First of all, Ron, it don't matter what the commentary said because Moose was the only one in the world watching. So he was the only one around to watch the whole
I saw
thing.
ESPN. It's ESPN I saw.
Right.
Moose.
I'm also surprised that they're on the same team, in all honesty.
No one's watching the WNBA.
It was on it was a highlight on ESPN. And I kind of feel like it was on purpose.
Oh, so basically they tricked you into watching it. It's almost like you were stuck and they ran a baseball highlight and then the WNBA just came on before you could turn away.
It was one of the things. It was one of the things that happened yesterday, and I mean, it was like it might even have been top 10 because it was like for the win or something. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, I thought it was.
Ron clearly has a problem with them identifying them as husband, as wife and wife.
I'm just saying, I don't think if it were men, the commentators would feel the need to say that they were married.
Is it okay that they did with them, with the women?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
So again,
different teams had to guard each other.
they're on the same squad. They don't have to guard each other, but I tell you what, they did embrace like after the shot, like they celebrated and they hugged, and it was a little bit too long. It was a little no, they didn't kiss, but it was a little. The hug was like longer.
I'm saying because I'm sexualizing, so Ron can be mad at us. Sexualizing.
They did not kiss, but they did have a long embrace.
Did she grab her booty?
She did not.
Exactly. All right, so question though, fellas. I mean, since we're talking about this in front of Ron,
I mean, this is very toxic. This is toxic male behavior, by the way.
I just have to ask. I want to know the honesty meter. So, if we're in a WNBA locker room after the game, and Brittany Griner does walk past you naked, do you look?
I'm looking.
I mean, you look. You gonna look because you like she gotta have a penis. Her voice is too deep not to have a scrotum at least. She's probably got like a male, both of them. Cause her voice, she's like, yeah, the Mercury, man, we're gonna be in your town next Saturday, straight up. You know what I'm saying? I'm dunking on chicks.
Right.
Hey, how you doing? This is Brittany Griner for the Heavy Hitters Radio Show. I'm the center for the Phoenix Mercury. I just want to tell y'all, you listen to, you know what, they are where you are, so check them out.
Well, come on in.
Brittany, I'm sorry, Brittany. Brittany, you are a bad girl. I enjoy watching you play basketball, and I think you can probably beat me up still because you're in better shape than I am, so please leave me alone right now, all right? No, that ain't true. I don't think there's any WNBA girl that beat me up. But anyway, Brittany.
We got more listeners on this show than the WNBA got viewers, bro.
Brittany, I love you.
There's more people live streaming us right now. There's 4 of us.
Hey, man, you can listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. Today's show is called Wakanda Forever. And so
Wakanda Forever, man.
Before we get out of here, we're going to pay some homage to some icons that we've lost, man. This in the last week, I want to say. I mean, like, this has been a really, really, really tough week.
Man, Coach Thompson, dog. That's
so Jeezy just brought up John Thompson, who was a coach of the Georgetown Hoyas in the 80s and 90s, part of the 80s, most of the 80s and the 90s.
Hoya paranoia.
Oh my gosh, they won a national championship. I want to say about '84. They made several Final Fours. They had some iconic players, iconic gear. Like if you think about the black culture, Georgetown was very much a part of the black culture in the late 80s and early 90s, for sure. The shoes they wore. You think about Michael Graham, who was like eighth on the bench, but everybody loved that dude, and he wore like shoes that went up to his knees. Like you never even saw him, but he wore them, and people loved him. And he was bald head, mad at the world.
The Grand Blue Hoya starter jacket, you know.
Yes. And so, man, shout out to John Thompson Sr. Because he does have a son.
He's junior actually. He's actually.
So he's
John
a third.
Junior.
So there's a third. Okay, my bad. So there's a third.
Yeah, he's junior.
Man, so he'll be missed for sure. And he by the way, some of his players, Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing,
Dikembe Mutombo,
Allen Iverson.
Bubba Chuck.
What's that?
Bubba Chuck.
No, you know what I remember? Horace Broadnax, man. He never really made it, but he was one of those guys that just crushed you in the tournament, man. That's back.
Andre Iguodala. People forget Andre went to Georgetown, man. People forget that, man.
He went to Arizona, man.
No, my bad. What's the other guy that came out to Allen? I always get him confused. He came out to Allen Iverson. I forget his name. Anyways, it's irrelevant.
I don't know.
Eric Floyd came out of there.
Who?
Eric Sleepy Floyd.
Oh, yeah. And then, man, shout out to Uncle Cliffy, man, Cliff Robinson.
Yeah, man, Uncle Spliff, man.
Who played for the Portland Trailblazers. He was like sixth man of the year a couple times, I want to say, with them. And then he floated around, and I think he finished with the Detroit Pistons.
Do we even know what the cause of death was? I didn't even hear what the cause of death was.
We still have not heard. Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying, he was mostly a trailblazer for his career, but he was also a trailblazer in the marijuana industry.
Yes.
Being one of probably the first black athlete to retire and invest in the marijuana industry heavily as it became legalized in California. So he's a legend in a couple different ways.
Okay. Now, I felt a little bit concerned that we also lost Jerome Kersey a few years back off that same team. Like I'm like,
Kevin Duckworth is gone too.
You see what I'm saying? Like we don't understand what's going on with that. With the. And by the way, what they call them back in the day, I saw
the Jailblazers.
Yeah.
But that was when Rasheed was there. That wasn't.
Yeah, she was there.
You know what, man? Shout out to Lou Olson too, man.
He passed away too.
Yeah,
you know and so another.
Go ahead.
Arizona guy, coach.
Yeah, no, he was. Jeezy, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just saying what he said. Arizona head coach.
Yeah, and he was another trailblazer. That I use that term, loosely, but he had the squad that was led by guards. They didn't really have a dominant big man.
Yeah, Miles Simon and Bibby.
Yeah, and Mike Bibby, yeah, and that won a national title. So he was pretty amazing as well. And then I think that's everybody. And then, of course, the last but not least that we lost here in the last little bit is Chadwick Boseman. Run, real quick. I'm sure we all have some thoughts on him. I'm not going to go into mine only because we've been talking about it so much. But Run, you have some thoughts about Chadwick, and then we'll go D-Lo and then on Jeezy.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked him as an actor. We all just found out that he was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2016, so he did most of his movies through his battle with cancer, with Black Panther and Jackie Robinson, and the other one that I can't think of right now.
He played Thurgood Marshall, and he played what's old boy? I feel
James
good.
Brown.
James Brown. Yeah.
Yes, and he had recently posted a picture on Instagram, and he had lost a lot of weight, and he didn't look very good. And people were really giving him a hard time about how he looked. And, of course, no one knew that he was battling colon cancer. So he was young, 43, I believe. And I don't know. I think it's really sad. I think we lost an icon. I'm hoping that the Marvel movies will follow the comics in replacing T'Challa. Yeah.
Yeah, you said. So what are you saying out there?
She wants Sherry to be the Black Panther.
Who?
She wants Sherry, the little sister, to be Black Panther.
Oh.
I like her a lot.
Hey, Big Gay said.
It's not gonna happen.
Big Gay said.
Not yet, Brian.
Big Gay said.
Black Captain America, so I don't know what's going to happen with Black Panther. Someone said that they should use the Infinity Stone and bring back Killmonger. No, bring back.
Yeah, I saw that too. Now, I was like, first of all, the Infinity Stones are gone. That was phase one.
Right.
With the stones.
Right. And I mean, here's the thing. While I'm here for Michael B. Jordan, no.
But first of all, like, that just shows that people don't really watch. Because first of all, you don't even need the Infinity Stones to bring it back. You use vibranium and a heart-shaped herb to bring it back if you wanted to. So clearly they don't watch the movies enough to even know.
Boy, you went straight black nerd on us, boy.
Yeah.
I love it.
But it was in the movie. Black Panther was in the snow. They used a heart-shaped herb, and he got up. Like, just use that to get Michael B. Jordan back if you wanted him.
That is true.
But first of all, I don't believe Michael B. Jordan would make a good Black Panther in the first place. So let's go ahead and move on from there.
Hey,
I got a long shot.
Hey, real quick. Hold on, real quick. Big Gates said Uncle Cliffy had cancer too, man. So I don't know what the Cliff Robinson had cancer as well. So that's what he said. And then so wait, your last man, D-Lo, your thoughts on Chadwick Boseman?
Peach, man, it's a tragic loss, but it's one of those things I'm still kind of processing it too. Like, I don't quite know how I feel in terms of an opinion for how they should move forward with Black Panther, but you know what I'm saying, big thank you to Chadwick Boseman because his characters, you know what I'm saying, left a lot of impression on a lot of black kids, a lot of kids in general. So, you know what I'm saying, I thank that man for carrying out the responsibility of that role the way that he did, and you know what I'm saying, I'm sorry that he's gone so soon in life, but I'm so grateful for his impact.
And I think, kind of piggyback on what D-Lo said, man, his impact, and to go back and watch some of those videos where he's at the Make-A-Wish Foundation with those kids, and those kids battling cancer, and they not knowing that he's battling the same thing they battling, and they telling him that they need to stay alive to see the Black Panther movie. It just shows the amount of, like, you know, strength and power that man had to fight through those scenes. You know, then you find out that certain scenes he was going to chemo. They actually moved shooting back so he can go do chemo while shooting Infinity Wars and Endgame. And they put him in Endgame in those positions so he wouldn't have to do shooting and being in those scenes very long. So Marvel knew later on in the game, but he was too far along to remove him out of the storyline for that. And real quick, I think there's a perfect character. I know Marvel won't do it, but I think there's a perfect replacement to T'Challa character, man. Idris Elba, yo. I think he would be a perfect T'Challa.
I tell you what,
he's a little older, but I still think he would be a perfect T'Challa, yo.
He's better to be Black Panther than 007. He can't sneak up on nobody's 007. Black Panther, he's perfect.
You know, so I mean, I know they're probably going to skew younger for the Black Panther character, probably. But if you can get Idris,
if you're younger, who's your guess? If they're younger,
man, somebody from England we ain't never heard of, dude.
I've been hearing Denzel Washington's son.
He's athletic.
Oh,
he's athletic. He's athletic.
Is he tall enough though? I don't think he's tall enough. So that's one thing that people forget, man. It's like you got to be a certain. Well, then again, I take that. Never mind. You're right. I wouldn't mind seeing Denzel's son in that role. I have to send me something else. I'm kind of. I don't know yet.
Yeah, has he been in anything?
I was on board, and I was like, well, I don't know.
Act.
Huh?
I haven't seen him act.
Yeah, I don't think he's been in anything, but I mean, you know he's
in the movie Tent that's out right now, and he was good on Ballers. He did Klansman, the Black Klansman.
He was in that.
He's the Black Klansman.
Oh, he's the main guy.
Yeah.
See, I didn't see that, so I don't know.
Yeah, so you seen Baller, Ricky Jarrett.
Oh yeah. You know what? He would not be a bad guy. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
You trying to figure out who Denzel's son was.
I was. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Now that you say that, you're right. I love ballers. Yeah. No, you're right. That's hey, folks. I'm here to say this is Moose, aka Big House. I like watching TV and stuff, but I have no idea who people are. I don't put much time into trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me, man. Matter of fact, I've been trying my best to watch the end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I fall asleep at the end of every episode. I got to go back and watch it.
I need to cut it back on, yo.
Amen. But it's over with, I think. Spoiler alert. I think the last episode was like last week or 2 weeks ago or so.
I shed a little tear.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., man.
I feel proud because I got you and Ron involved in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, you didn't. As soon as it came out, I was on that.
Well,
Jeezy, you and I have known each other since Marvel Cinematic Universe started. And there used to be a time when we would go to the movies together to watch stuff. So don't even try that.
My bad. You're right.
We gotta
run into,
You guys did.
Yeah, don't even try that. Because matter of fact, we'd have Heavy Hitters movie night. Where there'd be 10 people at the movie together watching it. I mean, I'd be asleep. But we still watched them. Everybody watched them and told me about it at the end of it.
I'm just saying that if AOS continues and Mac is not part of it, I don't think I'm here for it.
I have not seen it. You talking too much if he died or something.
Yeah.
Because, did you say he did? Why would you do it? See, you know what? Her name is Kamala. Now, I'm just going to say what I want to say about her. Her name is Kamala. Kamala.
You saw it, is what I'm saying.
I did not. I'm mad. Hey, folks, Heavy Hitters Radio.
I didn't give away anything. I'm speculating.
Heavy Hitters Radio show, man. You know what? We got attitude against Run now. And she's woman first, and that's cool. We love women, but guess what? If she want to tell us how the shows end that we hipped her on to, then she can go on by herself. She can get her own show with her own people, and maybe this might be Run's last night.
Listen,
I'm mad.
Bruce, when you finally actually comprehend the end of the episode, you're going to be like, oh, Run didn't say anything.
Did you hear this? You see this attitude, folks? I don't think she understands. Jeezy, I don't think she understands.
We're going to have time for some additional opportunities. I didn't spoil anything.
You know what I have right now going across the screen?
Run last show.
I got the cursor across the screen, man, ready to end the season for someone. I see how it goes now.
Whatever. I didn't ruin anything.
I wish I knew how to do that. I don't know how to put like stuff on there.
If we could just move, Run or something, put a different box, a different head. I'm just making circles around Run's head right now.
Yeah, because man, she's got, you know.
She went full feminist mode on us.
The second that we praise the possible vice president to be a female, all of a sudden she grows a scrotum. I don't understand what's happening. 2020, women have scrotums now. I'm done, dog. Like, that's over with me.
If Carol Baskin can kill her husband and that be the most normal thing that comes out of this.
If women grow scrotums, I'm done.
Not to mention, Ron was not with her 4 years ago. You was not with her.
No, she didn't even know her. She had no idea who she was.
I ain't talking about Kamala. Remember
Carol Baskin.
Was I'm with her? Remember that?
That was not with her. You're right.
But keep in mind. I'm gonna throw this out there. I know we got to end the show. Keep in mind, Nancy Pelosi. Just remember, you heard it here. Might be the 46th president. Yeah.
Heck no, they never let that happen. There's
a loophole that says, which you know they're gonna argue the validity of the election. They already set it up. So they argue through January. If January comes, January I believe is like the 20th, and they haven't settled it, Trump is automatically out, and the Speaker of the House becomes the president.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. She's in line. She's in line, but I can't imagine letting that happen.
Who knows with this year how this all gonna go out? Man.
Heck no.
Luke still don't care about COVID no more, but he won't smoke with your boy.
I do care about COVID. And you know what's making me more nervous? They say that now I saw where these vapes are linked to COVID. What the heck? You can't do nothing.
How?
I have no idea. I don't put it this way. I don't inhale anyway, so none of it makes any difference to me. I'm like a president. I'm like the former president, William Clinton. I don't inhale.
I don't inhale.
Nope, I don't inhale. Folks, this is the HHRS Radio Show. Remember, we are where you are.
To get comfortable.
Come on in.
Your mouth.
Yeah, man.
Come a lot.
That's us, man. Heavy hitters.
Deuces,
Wakanda.
man. Hey, have a peaceful day at your 40.
Everybody put it up there.
Wakanda forever. Look.
I like this.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Peace.
Your black mouth, I'm not sure if you're saying should or shouldn't. Oh my gosh, everybody left.
They broke out like quickness, like done.
They were done.
Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, goodness gracious.
You have to go to the bathroom.